Bueno, pues buenos días a todos, un jueves más. Como siempre, encantados de contar con vuestra presencia. Esta semana, como sabéis, pues contamos con un destino muy especial. Nos seguimos quedando en Maldivas y en este caso, pues vamos a enseñaros un poquito más de Six Senses Laamu, que es probablemente o nuestra propiedad favorita de Six Senses. Y contamos con nosotros y con la presencia de Jad Frem, que es el director internacional de ventas de Six Senses Laamu y también de Six Senses Seal Passion en Seychelles. Para que lo sepáis también, Jad Frem, previamente a esto, era también el director de ventas internacional de Six Senses CGB, con lo cual lleva en la cadena ya muchos años, ¿no?
Mucho.
Demasiados, ¿no? Como siempre, os voy a pedir que mientras ya te está haciendo la presentación, pongáis el micrófono en silencio para oírle lo mejor posible. Y bueno, si tenéis dudas, por supuesto, pues como siempre, las podéis escribir en el chat o podéis esperar a preguntarle directamente al final, ¿vale? También estaréis viendo un tour virtual. Jad luego os enseñará un poquito más y sí que os pediré también que apaguéis las cámaras, por el momento no es necesario, pero para que tengáis una mejor visualización, ¿vale? Voy a repetirlo todo de nuevo para que Jad nos entienda un poquito mejor y ya os dejo.
I understand very well.
Vale.
No need to
Perfect.
do
So
English.
I leave you with it. Thank you for being with us, Jad, and everything is on your hands.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you, Irene, for the lovely introduction. As she mentioned, I've been way too long with Six Senses. So in my previous role, I was looking after Six Senses Ziggy Bay, and then I had the beautiful opportunity to move over and look after two spectacular properties in the Indian Ocean. Six Senses Laamu, that I'm sure most of you know already, obviously thanks to the efforts in place by Alberto and his team in the Spanish market. We've had incredible years with the Spanish market over the past few years, every year creeping up within the top 3 markets for Six Senses Laamu. So I also want to take this opportunity to thank Alberto and the whole team behind him that basically helps us in pushing the brand in Spain, and obviously all of you for the constant support and love you show to Six Senses and to Six Senses Laamu in general. So thank you all of you for all of this. Obviously, we are all going through a tough time now with what's going on. So just to give you a little update with regards to the resort, currently we are closed, unfortunately. However, we are still looking at reopening as of the 1st of August. We are still pending and waiting further instructions from the Maldivian government as to when they're opening their borders. They have announced that in July they will be opening the borders, but they haven't given much more info after that. So obviously August is the tentative date, but this could change. Fingers crossed it doesn't, but we are looking at reopening as of August. Obviously, during this time of closure, a lot of efforts were put in not refurbishing, but fixing up the resort. So when we are ready to open in August, it's going to look brand spanking new. We are looking at also adding a few more pools on our beach villas, which is an ongoing project, which we hope we will finalize. Obviously, with the lockdown, this has caused a few delays here and there. But apart from that, the team is eager to get things going and obviously to welcome your guests into the resort as soon as possible. Without further ado, I'll go through a quick presentation of Six Senses Laamu and what I feel really makes us different from the 145 other hotels there are in the Maldives. And these are obviously my personal opinions. I hope you agree with them, but if not, please feel free to let me know otherwise. So location is key with Six Senses Laamu, and I think it's the same with the majority of our properties around the world. So we're located on the southern part of the Maldives. So to get into the resort, you would have to fly in from Mali International. From there, it's a 40-minute domestic flight to get to Kadu Airport in the Laamu Atoll. And then once you're at the airport, you are then taken a 20-minute speedboat to get to the resort. Now, why I say location is key, I know a lot of times the distance can be seen as a disadvantage. And I can fully appreciate that, since you have a few resorts that are located right next to the airport. But on the other hand, I see it as an advantage due to the fact that we offer basically the Maldives 15, 20 years ago. And when I say that, it's primarily due to the fact that we're the only hotel in the whole atoll. So when you're staying with us, you're not going to be seeing the traffic that you get to see if you're staying in the North Atolls, where you're going to see boats. In some cases, you can see male, planes on top of your head. With us, you're the only hotel. So everything that you do, to some extent, is exclusively for you. When you're out diving, you're diving on your own. You're not going to be seeing guests from other hotels sharing the same dive spot. The same goes with the surf. And we're basically offering you what the Maldives used to be 10, 15 years ago. The scheduled flights, again, operate 4 to 5 times a day. So we can really work with the international flights to ensure there's not a long wait time for your guests. And then there are several advantages, obviously, flying with a normal plane as opposed to a seaplane. It flies through rain. It's not subject to sunlight conditions, so you can take your flight out if you're doing with Emirates at 11 o'clock. You can leave the resort at 7:30 p.m., fly to Mali, and then do the connection. So that also gives you a few advantages versus, obviously, seaplanes or boat transfers versus the other resorts. This is what you get to. We have the largest overwater facility in the Maldives. So again, the idea with Six Senses Laamu is to keep guests as close as possible to nature and the ocean. So that big platoon that you're looking in the front is basically what I say is where life happens. That's where you have the several restaurants and bars, dive center, surf school, the main reception area, the boutique. And then right behind you have the island, where you will have 27 beach villas, where you will have also the spa, 2 restaurants, Sip and Leaf, and then everything else, all the other 77 villas are located, 70 villas are located over water. So we also offer the largest overwater inventory in the Maldives. Another thing to note is our lead-in categories start over water instead of them being on beach. You have several types of villa categories. And again, I think sometimes it can be seen quite confusing due to the amount of villa types. On the other hand, I think it offers clients an option, a variety of options suited to their budget needs. So you have overwater villas that are closer to the lagoon. Some are further out into the ocean. Some of the villas come with a private pool, others without. Personally, for me, you have the world's most beautiful public pool right in front of you, but to others, they would prefer to have a private pool in the villa. And again, you're going to see from the style and the design, it's very Six Senses, all locally sourced materials. Sustainable materials are also being used in the build of the villas, and you'll see that throughout the whole resort. We also offer, as I mentioned, 27 beach villas. The family villas and the 2-bedroom villas, which are the larger villas, are located on the beach. The main reason behind that is we feel it's safer for families with younger kids to be over land rather than over water. And again, you can see that you have this lush vegetation right around the villas that offer clients super privacy, but you also have direct access to the beach. As I said, from the exteriors to the interiors, you're going to see everything that is naturally sourced and natural materials. I always say what does not belong in the Maldives, you will not find in Six Senses Laamu. We have a lot of hotels in the Maldives that offer you different type of feel to the destination. I think with the exception of a few other hotels, we really offer what the Maldives is about, and we try to, as much as possible, reflect the authenticity of the destination. So as you can see, you have large interiors, you have an outdoor deck as well, where you have sunken tables, where you can have breakfast, lunches, or dinners. As I said, some come with a private pool, others and others don't. In terms of food and beverage, we also offer quite a wide range, and I think again that's really a selling point and an advantage. We have a total of 5 restaurants. So you have on the upper left-hand side, Chill Bar, which is probably my favorite spot when I'm at the resort. That's where you can spend your day having a couple of drinks, lunch and dinner. You also have access to the ocean, where you can take your snorkeling gear, go down and snorkel around the reef. You have Longitude on the right-hand side, which is the all day. That's where you have breakfast and dinner. Bottom right side, you have Zen, which is our fusion Japanese restaurant. On the left, you have Sip Sip, and we also have Leaf, which is the signature organic restaurant, which is located on the island. And the beauty of having such a diverse amount of restaurants is when clients are on a half board or full board package, they get a full dine around with us. And when we say full dine around, that means they're not only dining in one specific restaurant on one specific menu. They can literally dine in any of the outlets during their stay. So if they're there for 5 nights, 4 nights, they can literally dine in a different restaurant every night, and they're never bored of eating the same food. The only time supplements are applicable is during special events like beach barbecues, lobster nights, etc., where they will get a credit, and then they can also enjoy their these unique nights that we do at the resort. Lots of activities. So Maldives, predominantly known as a honeymoon destination, but really shifting into more of a honeymoon adventure travel sort of destination. We have really a plethora of activities that you can do in the Maldives, and there's generally this perception that it's all about the beaches and spas and sandbanks. We offer that, and you can also do that, but if you want to be active, you can. So we do private sandbank dinners, as you would see on the upper right-hand corner, sunset cruises where you can see the dolphins around the atoll. We do small, fun and quirky elements like the just married tags on the bike. I always say, for those that have been recently divorced, we can also customize that to put just divorced if needed. But you also have private sandbank excursions where you can spend the day on one of the islands nearby, where we leave you there with a picnic basket, walkie-talkie, some rosé or champagne. If there's anything you need, you can communicate with the resort, and the butler will come and get things to you. Snorkeling, diving, fishing. There's really a huge amount of activities that you can do. Snorkeling and diving, obviously, we are blessed to have probably one of the best house reefs in the Maldives. Now, I'll take you back to the initial picture just to give you an idea, but also when we're doing the VR, I'll show you. So you have this beautiful reef that hugs the resort, as you can see on the bottom side. So as I said, you can be sitting in Chill Bar with your snorkeling gear, jump off and snorkel around the reef. But you also have accessibility from either your villas over water or the ones on land. And the reef is extremely diverse. So you're going to see big fish, small fish, mantas, turtles. We're really blessed to really have a healthy marine life. And that's also partly due to the fact that we have 10 marine biologists on site, which is, if I'm not wrong, the largest marine biologists that we have in the Maldives. And the idea with the marine biologists is for them not to be there behind the scenes, but we also want to showcase them front facing to the guests. So guests can go out with them on a snorkel, learn about the marine life, what it is we do to protect it and how we do it, and to the extent of as well of why we do it. Here are a few images that you could see in terms of the marine life around Six Senses Laamu. We have a beautiful manta cleaning station, which is about 5 minutes away from the resort, where you have mantas that come to the cleaning station year round, which is again quite a unique feature for the Maldives, turtle hatching. So we're blessed to have our beach used by the turtles when they're laying their eggs. I don't know if you've recently seen, but towards the back end of March, April, we showcased a video where we had the first turtles hatch their eggs for 2020. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you go onto the Facebook page. You'll see a lovely video of the turtles hatching. I always say it reminds me of all of us currently in the quarantine, all eager and waiting to get out into our normal lives. Again, sustainability, as you're all aware, is a key pillar of Six Senses in general. But I think with Six Senses Laamu and for the destination, the team really does an exceptional job when it comes to sustainability and protecting our environment and the environment that we live in. As I mentioned, we have 3 NGOs that are also working with us, part of the Maldives Underwater Initiative, which is an initiative that was launched in Six Senses Laamu. You have the Manta Trust Foundation, which looks after basically the mantas. You have the Olive Ridley Project, which is more looking after the turtles. And you have the Blue Marine Foundation, which is all about sustainable fishing practices and educating the local community about this. We launched the Junior Marine Biology program during Easter of last year, which was a very successful program that we ended up also taking online during the quarantine period for kids to continue doing the program whilst not being able to do it at the resort. And again, the idea here is to get kids involved and learn about the marine life, learn about what it is that we're doing. And the program is a fantastic program that can be done in 7 days whilst at Laamu. They do overwater courses and on-land courses. And like I said, for us, what is key is to educate the younger generation of the importance, especially when it comes to the Maldives, of ensuring we are protecting the environment. We also have a community outreach manager, which again, I think is quite unique in the Maldives. As the Maldives is usually a destination where it's one hotel, one resort in most cases, and you don't really get to interact with the local community or see how the local community live. At Six Senses Laamu, we have a community outreach manager, and his job is primarily to work with the neighboring islands. And again, it's all about educating them on waste management, on recycling, educate them about the ocean, the importance of the ocean, and why it is important to them. And part of one of the activities that you can do at the resorts, and hopefully we can continue to do post corona, is take the guests out to the neighboring islands with the community outreach manager, where you can again interact with the local community, learn about how it is they live, what they live, and you can also support them by buying some local artisans that are being done on these local islands, which again for me is, I think, extremely unique, because you usually don't get to see much or interact much with the local Maldivian community. On the same topic of activities, we're also very well known for our surf down in the Laamu Atoll. We have a surf school as well on site that is run by Tropic Surf. So for those that don't know how to surf, I think the Maldives is a fantastic place to start learning. And again, if you're traveling with families, it's a great bonding exercise or activity to do with kids, for them to learn how to surf. For those more advanced, we have Yin Yang and Machine, which are 2 quite advanced breaks that are located 5 minutes away from the resort. You can rent all your equipment from Tropic Surf itself. They take you out on a boat. And then again, like I said, part of the beauty of being in Laamu at Six Senses Laamu is that you have the whole surf to yourself. You're not going to see surf boats coming in. You're not going to see, surf spots from other hotel guests that are using the same break. So when you're out surfing, you're surfing completely on your own. And if you ask any surfer, I can guarantee you this is probably one of the highlights of being able to surf on a break without waiting for other people. Obviously, it wouldn't be a Six Senses without the wellness aspect of it. So apart from obviously sustainability, Wellness is also a huge playing factor for Six Senses and for Six Senses Laamu. Variety of programs that you can do, and I think post Corona might all help us when we're looking for a holiday, whether it's to learn how to better sleep, how to eat better, de-stress, detox. We have several programs that you can do at the resort to achieve these goals. You're looking at the shot of our cocoons, which is basically our treatment rooms that are located within the jungle. As you can see, it's designed like a little bird's nest. Yoga activities for those that like to wake up early in the morning. You have sunrise yoga overlooking these turquoise lagoons, which is also quite exceptional. And to end it, last but not least, I mean, we've been voted as a brand for 3 years in a row as the world's best hotel brand. Fingers crossed we can make it into 4 years, but already doing 3 years is quite an achievement. I'd like to, before we get into the questions, just quickly show you a little virtual reality tour, just to make all of us a bit dream. I'm currently based in Dubai, if anyone is wondering. Unfortunately, summers in Dubai are probably the most painful summers anywhere in the world. We've been hitting temperatures of 50 degrees, so looking at this for me is also a bit of heaven. This gives you an aerial shot of the resort. So as I mentioned, you're going to see that the island is relatively small, but still, I think, quite pleasant in terms of size. That's the 3 jetties that you have that come out: jetty A, B, and C. Right at the end, you can see where the wave breaks, where you have some of the surf spots right over here. Looking down, if I can get it to look down, that's the main platoon area. So that's chill bar over here. Then you have the ice cream and chocolate shop. Then you have longitude over here and Zen as well. And like I said, this is essentially where life happens. And you can see the beautiful reef that hugs the whole area of the resort to some extent, right over here. Like I said, easily snorkelable from almost any point of your villas or within the resort. That little dot over here is our sandbank, and that's where we can do obviously unique dining experiences. As you can see, you're in the middle of nowhere, and I think it's quite spectacular. That's the resort over here, and that's some of the neighboring islands right across that we have. We'll take you back in to show you a bit of what the villas look like from a virtual reality perspective. One of my favorite is the Sunset Laamu Water Villa, which is right here. So as I said, really clean interiors, nothing over the top. I think very, very symbolic of what Six Senses is about. Right here is the access to the outdoor shower and bathtub. This is your minibar area. Right at the back, you have your sinks and your toilets right at the end. Beautiful views overlooking the ocean, and obviously sunset views. Outdoor pool. And then if we take you to the bathroom section, as you can see, again, it's all about giving you views. You open these up, you have views into the ocean. I think we're very well known for a little transparent bathtub right over here. That's your outdoor shower. And then you have access to go right up to the stairs over here, where you have another viewing deck or a lounge deck upstairs in the villa. That over here is your TV, which you can turn from either in and out of the shower, should be that one of your preferences. This is one of our family villas. So this is the beach family villa. So as you can see, more or less the same in terms of style. You go down, you have a separate room right over here. And you look at your exteriors, and again, you have the vegetation that really surrounds you and shuts you off from the rest of the world. As you can see, it's extremely private. You have the private pool, then you have the access right to the beach right in front. And then I'll show you last but not least in terms of the villas, the 2-bedroom, which is again more geared to large families or a group of friends that are traveling together. As you can see, you're really tucked into the vegetation. You have the private access of the beach right over here. And then we'll take you on a quick interior tour where you're going to see you have large living rooms, bedrooms that are spread out throughout the villa. And then we're back to the overwater villa. I'll just quickly show you the Leaf, as I don't have it on the presentation part of this. So as I said, Leaf is one of our signature restaurants. It's located right next to the organic garden. And here it's all about fresh food, organic food that you're going to be eating from the organic garden. And this is basically a 360 view of the restaurant. You would enter it right from here, which you have this beautiful bridge that makes you walk over the organic garden and into the restaurant. And then again, you can do private dinners right at the sandbank, right over here. That's a beautiful shot of the sun setting. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Six Senses Laamu. Now, off to the questions, if anyone has.
I think it was a great presentation, especially this virtual tour.
Yeah, it's a fantastic tool, and again, I'll be happy to share it with the Spanish team, and you can use it as well for anything you need, maybe to help your clients make a decision on terms of villas or showcase the resort as well. We can definitely share this with all of you.
Great, thank you so much. So let's check if anyone has a question. I don't think they have written anything on the chat. Well, Bibi is asking, when are we going?
Well, listen, Bibi, whenever the borders open, I'm planning to do the same thing, to be honest. So yeah. As it's open, obviously we'd be more than happy to welcome you guys, and like I said, welcome your clients. Obviously, there are fantastic offers that I'm sure you are all aware of that is out for the Spanish market as well. And like I said, we are really eager to reopen the hotel and get clients back to traveling, and especially for us to get back to what it is we do best, which is selling these dreams.
Of course. Let's see if anyone has a question apart from this. ¿Alguien tiene alguna pregunta? ¿Os habéis quedado con alguna duda sobre Laamu, sobre la información que ha compartido Jad? Parece que no. Dice, everything is clear so far.
Thank you.
So, unless there is any question. Oh, yeah, there is one from Nacho. He's asking if the clients will be able to visit Picnic Island.
Yes, so far the information that we have is that they're able to visit Picnic Island. The information that we also have is that they won't be able to visit inhabited local islands.
Okay.
So as I said during the presentation, the excursion that we do to the neighboring island might not be permitted in the first phase of reopening. And again, what I heard specifically yesterday is that there won't be any inter-island transfers or accommodation allowed. So the holiday will be specifically to one resort, and that's it, at least in the initial phases of when they reopen.
Okay, great. Let's see. Mark is asking, what are the safety measures that will be taken in place? I don't know if you have already any protocols or you're working on it.
Very, very, very good question, Mark. We've obviously worked on our protocols, but I'd also like to say, a lot of the protocols are already in place, have already been in place, and I would expect the same with the majority of your 5-star luxury products. We are also blessed to have natural social distancing, so in terms of that, that's not really gonna impact us much, whether it's your private dinings or the setup that we have in the restaurants. In most cases, where you have quite some space between tables, but we have our new protocols in place. We have obviously new F&B guidelines. We've never really had buffets, which I know is one of the big questions, so it's not really a problem as well for us. We are now waiting for the official government protocols, so then we can cross-check exactly if what we have in place is matching what the requirements are, and if we need to do maybe things slightly different to what the government is asking. But again, you know, from a hygiene perspective, you know, cleaning of the tables and the cleaning of the rooms, a few protocols might be changed. But you know, I'd like to always reassure all of you that the protocols have always been in place from pre-corona. But small things like back-to-back villas, selling back-to-back villas will probably not be done anymore. We're gonna have to give a certain amount of time between a villa checking in and checking out. But yeah, as I mentioned, we have our protocols in place, and I know it's the case with the majority of Six Senses hotels. And it's now just a matter of working with the local authorities to ensure that what we're doing is up to their standards, and if not, where we need to adjust. We are looking at also potentially, you know, there's talks about obviously the tests that the government is looking at implementing either prior to arrival or on arrival. Again, there are rumors that this might not be necessary. But as mentioned, as soon as we have more concrete info as to when the borders are opening and what the requirements are, we will definitely share it accordingly with all of you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Jet. There is another question from Fatima regarding the works plans. She says that she couldn't hear it properly when you talked about it.
Yeah, so we had obviously we had plans over the summer months pre-corona to have the majority, if not all, of our beach villas come with a private pool, and also increase the amount of family beach villas that we have. Obviously, corona, and it's, to be honest, not primarily from a financial perspective, but more from the restrictions of being able to get the labor and the equipment in and out of the resort to do the works. Unfortunately, obviously with the lockdown in Mali, there were some hindering factors, and now we are looking at adding 7 more pools to the beach villas and adding an additional beach villa. And we hope that we have everything done before August. As I said, adding the villas, adding the pools is not a long task, especially for seven villas. But it's again something that obviously with the restrictions we have in place might or might not happen. And again, we will inform all of you accordingly once we have more information about it. But like I said, the idea was to include more pools on our beach product.
Great. Thank you so much also for that. Let's see if there's another question. Well, they're asking also for restrictions on diving and snorkeling after the COVID. I guess it's the same as you mentioned about the protocols. So
correct.
I will ask you,
we're still waiting, but I think again for us, the fact, like I said, that we're on our own, we might have the advantage of being able to do it, because the dive sites are usually not shared with other people.
Okay. There's another question from Carolina. She says that a couple of years ago, we started the possibility of reaching the property in
Hydroplan.
Yeah. And after that, we stopped it, and we still do it with the domestic flight. And she's asking if there is still this chance or not.
It's still up for talks. Carolina, I know back in the day there were talks that also Six Senses Laamu were looking at investing and potentially having their own jet to some extent with Maldivian. That didn't take place. It's for now, what I can say is that domestic flights are still the only option. But of course, if clients do want to charter either a domestic flight or a seaplane, we can speak to the relative people concerned and can do it. But from a cost perspective, domestic is still the only way to get in.
Okay, great. And the last question is from Alejandro. He's asking if going to this close by sandbank is complimentary, or which are the options of visiting it?
It's a chargeable option. So you can either spend your day there, where we set up, like I said, food and drinks, where you can spend the day on the sandbank, or you can do a private dinner. So it is a chargeable option.
Okay, great. So I think that's pretty much for now. If there is any further questions, we will let you know privately. And then before, wait, there is another one, last one, okay? I will ask you only one more.
You can ask as many as you want.
Francisco is asking if we're gonna still have this VIP area in the airport while we wait for the domestic flight, or if there is any plan of changes on this.
No, so obviously the VIP domestic side is handled by the Maldivian authorities. We still don't know, as I mentioned, exactly how the opening protocol is going to be. Mm-hmm. I would assume that the lounge would be open. Francisco, I don't know if you're maybe relating it to the fact that, again, we were also looking at having our potentially our own lounge for Six Senses Laamu guests. If that is the question, unfortunately, we still don't have it. But yes, it's something that we continue to explore on whether it would be viable or not to have.
Okay, I think he was relating to that with the question. Yeah. So yeah. Thank you for the answer. And before finishing, I would like to ask you, Jad, if you have anything else to share with us, any surprise, any good news?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to be offering a 3-night stay.
Wow!
At Six Senses Laamu on half-board basis.
Well, even better.
People. And Alberto has agreed that he will pay your business class flights from Spain to Mali.
This is recorded, so don't say that because he can get into trouble. Okay,
so
that's
you're in trouble. So how do we do it, Irene? Do I pick from the computer?
From a glass, yeah. No, I would like to ask you, because we have a list of people that sign up for this webinar. So I like to ask you to tell me a number from 1 to 85. This is the number of people that sign up.
1 to 85.
Yeah, any.
I'll go with 13. I know it's usually bad luck, but I'm half Italian, and 13 is good luck for us.
13. Okay, so let me check number 13. It goes to Marfa Travel, Ana González.
Oh.
Ana, enhorabuena. No sé si nos estás oyendo.
Brava, Ana.
Gracias.
Genial.
Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Enhorabuena, qué bien.
Pleasure. Congratulations, and hope to see you soon there.
Espero que lo puedas disfrutar pronto.
Oh, okay. I hope so. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Great. So thank you once again, Jad, for giving us this chance of traveling. And
thank you, and thank everyone for taking obviously the time off to take you on this virtual tour. Once again, thank you very much for this fantastic support we've had always from Spain and out of Spain. And last but not least, anything else you need, you can get in touch with Alberto, Irene, and Bea. But if there's anything I can help you with as well, please don't hesitate to get in touch. And we can't wait to welcome your guests quick enough to the Maldives and to Six Senses Laamu.
Thank you very much, Ziad, for your big support, because you always give us an amazing support for the boat property, and it's very, very grateful for you. So an amazing.
It's a pleasure. Property. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to work with this market.
Thank you, Jad. Y bueno, una vez más, gracias a todos también por asistir una semana más a nuestros webinars. Gracias por vuestro tiempo, esperamos que os sea útil. Y Alberto, no sé si quieres añadir algo más.
Pues me uno a las gratificaciones. Muchísimas gracias. Solamente una vez más darle las gracias y la enhorabuena a Jad por esta súper presentación. Nos has hecho recordar y viajar al paraíso. Y nada, invitaros a todos que el jueves próximo estaremos con Marcel y Pon y estaremos haciendo igualmente un webinar con los hoteles UGA para todos aquellos que estéis interesados. Así que nada más, desearos un feliz jueves y nos vemos prontito. Así que tengáis buen día.
Adiós. Gracias a
Hasta
todos.
luego. Chao,
Gracias.
chao.
Chao. Chao.
Adiós.
Gracias. Hasta luego.